For nearly 15 years, one man defined the absolute pinnacle of football at FC Barcelona. When Lionel Messi finally departed, he left a massive institutional void, an imposing shadow over the Camp Nou that many assumed would last for decades. Today, an 18-year-old is the primary candidate to fill that space. Lamine Yamal has already secured a European championship for Spain, and he steps onto the pitch wearing the very same number 10 shirt Messi wore for a generation. At first glance, the comparisons are easy to make. They are both left-footed products of Barcelona's academy, and both possess a deceptive, effortless dribbling style that makes bypassing elite defenders look routine. Even Messi has confirmed the link. When asked directly to name the best player of this new generation, he did not hesitate. He said, "It would be Lamine. No doubt about it. For me, he is the best." These physical parallels and high-level endorsements inevitably invite the next Messi label. But at Barcelona, history suggests that this specific comparison functions more as a professional burden than a compliment. Barcelona's academy is littered with young players who are expected to inherit the throne. Time after time, highly touted teenagers have struggled under the specific expectation of replicating Messi's career. Players like Bojan Krkic, Giovanni dos Santos, and Ansu Fati were all celebrated as the next great generational talents. Instead, they faced severe injuries and immense psychological hurdles, seeing their trajectories stall as the pressure took its toll. Yamal stands out because he appears to be entirely immune to that history. He carries the Ballon d'Or chatter and the media spotlight with a serenity that his predecessors lacked. His early output is actually outpacing the player he is being compared to. At just 18 years old, Lamine Yamal has played 151 times for Barcelona. By the time Messi reached 19, he had made only 41 appearances. This volume of experience at such a young age suggests he isn't just a talented prospect. The tactical data shows he is performing a role that is mechanically different from a traditional winger. To understand his development, you have to look at his view of the sport. Yamal rejects the concept of performance anxiety. He calls pressure an excuse, telling reporters if you focus entirely on the joy of the game, the stress simply disappears. He holds a stubborn ambition to forge his own identity. While admiring Messi, he explicitly refuses to be a clone, stating, "I do not want to be Messi. I want to follow my own path." That path is built on an unusual foundation. As a child, Yamal did not model his game after flashy, wide-playing dribblers like Arjen Robben or Frank Ribéry. Instead, he closely studied a deep-lying central midfielder. He focused heavily on the spatial mastery and outside-of-the-foot passing of Luka Modric. By modeling his game after a central orchestrator, Yamal learned to value vision and passing lines over raw isolation dribbling. This focus on the mind of the game separates him from the traditional profile of a teenage winger. This psychological preference for spatial awareness translates into real-time geometric awareness on the pitch. He isn't just looking for a one-on-one duel. He is looking for the pass that breaks the defensive line before he even receives the ball. His coaches have tracked this evolution. Rather than staying on the flank, he is increasingly drifting into the interior zones of the pitch, where the density of defenders is highest. His touch map confirms the shift, operating more as a second playmaker in these central half spaces than a traditional winger. This development makes him a candidate for the false nine role, a position that requires extreme patience and intelligence to survive the congestion of the central pitch. It is the same journey Messi eventually made, moving from the wing to the center. But Messi was in his mid-20s before he fully transitioned into a central focal point. Lamine Yamal's Madrid-inspired approach is allowing him to achieve a level of tactical maturity at 18 that senior professionals often take a full decade to develop. All of this development is leading towards the 2026 World Cup, an event that arrives just as Yamal approaches his 19th birthday. Spain will enter the tournament as a definitive favorite, backed by a squad that has dominated European competition. Their strategy is no longer about easing a rookie into the lineup. They have built their entire tactical system around Yamal, making him the team's fully realized focal point on the world stage. He enters this high-pressure environment with absolute conviction. When asked about Spain's chances, his response isn't a cautious cliché. It is a simple, smiling promise of victory. Lamine Yamal is defined by a rare combination: historic statistical volume, a disregard for external pressure, and the spatial intellect of a veteran midfielder. While the "next Messi" label focuses on the past, Yamal's trajectory is dictated by a different set of priorities. He's not replicating the career of a predecessor, he's executing a different tactical role entirely. By ignoring the ghosts of Barcelona's history and playing his own game, Lamine Yamal is moving beyond the shadow of Lionel Messi. He is building a career that follows a blueprint designed by no one but himself.